Just going to move things aside. So I'm showing you too, this is a blanket that I have rolled that can be used in place of a bolster. I'm sitting on my blocks, but if you don't have a block or a cushion to sit on, like a yoga cushion, just a regular cushion. And it's nice to sit up on blocks or a prop because it lifts your hips up over your knees, changes the angle of your pelvis, and it just makes it a lot more comfortable to sit. So we're going to do a short round of breath work before we move into our postures. So I'd like everyone to just find their comfortable seat. And you don't have to be cross-legged. If this is uncomfortable for your body, perhaps lengthen your legs. That may be more comfortable for you. Sometimes I like to sit this way too. So find your comfortable seat here. Notice your sits bones, those bony protrusions in your bum, your sits bones. Notice those on your mat, in your floor, grounding down. And then imagine your spine just getting a little bit longer. So close your eyes, go inside, feel your spine lifting, lengthening from your sits bones through the crown of your head. And now bring your hands to your knees, and you can either flip your palms up or place them on your knees, palms down, whichever you like. And with your eyes closed, bring your attention to your hands. Bring your awareness to your fingertips. And you may notice that when you do that, you feel the aliveness in your fingertips, in the area around your hands and your fingers, almost a hovering of energy. And when we come into that connection with our body like that, it helps us move out of that busy mind and into the feeling body. And now notice your breath. Notice if it's feeling a little rushed, not very even, maybe not so deep. Notice where your breath is opening in your body, landing. Do you feel your breath in your chest, in your belly? And no judgment, just noticing. And now we're going to begin a short round of breath where we inhale for 4, hold for 3, and exhale for 5. Okay? So you can do that with me, and at any point, if it doesn't feel good, just let it go. We'll take an inhale and exhale to begin. So inhaling with me now. Inhale and letting it go on the exhale. And now we begin the counted breath work. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last round. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let go of that breath work technique and just notice your breath now. And if your eyes are closed, blink them open. Hello again. And we will begin our first yin posture. So yin yoga, we hold postures for a longer period of time, typically between 3 to 5 minutes, but it can vary. And in holding these postures for a long time, unlike vinyasa, hatha, flow yoga, which you may be more used to, we work into the connective tissues. So that more heated yoga, flow yoga, really works our muscles, and that's beautiful. This style of yoga helps to work into the deeper connective tissues, into our joints and our ligaments and even our bones. So we will begin with either your bolster or your rolled blanket, either or, and you're going to bring that to the right side of your body, to your hip. And I'm going to play a little music as we hold our postures. Hopefully it will be okay. If it's not, maybe someone can chime in and then I'll stop it if it's not sounding good. So bring the bolster to your right hip about midway on your mat. I'm going to demo how we are setting up here, and then we will all get down into the pose together. To move some props so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So coming down onto the prop so that it meets our waist, and we're folded all the way down, lengthening our legs and extending our arms out. Okay, so if you're in a seated position, you can come with me now. Coming down over the bolster so that your waist folds down over, come down onto your right arm. And as you make your way down, begin to extend your legs out and bring your head, onto your arm here. Just kind of nuzzling on your bicep. And then reach your left arm over your head. And you can either hold that left arm, hold the left wrist with your right hand, or you can just bring your hands into a prayer pose, allowing them to soften there. And with your feet, I have my feet stacked, legs stacked. If that's not feeling comfortable, you can just explore moving that right foot off the left foot off the right, in front of the right foot, or even behind. It will probably be a little more comfortable in front. I'm keeping mine stacked. So I'm going to start our time and our music. So we're holding this pose for a few minutes. And this is often one of the biggest challenges of this style of yoga, is to just be still. So we find our comfortable edge in a pose. I'll say comfortable, it's really a slight discomfort because we're finding some positive stress, opening, stretch in these areas. So it's not particularly comfortable, but it should never be painful. And if it is, you come out of the pose or soften out of the pose. And once we find that edge, we hold the posture still. And we hold it for at least a couple of minutes. And this hold over time is what does the work. So we don't have to do anything here rather than just be, which is often the challenge. So coming back to your breath, if you're finding that is a little bit difficult for you, coming back to your breath, you can come back to a counted breath if you like. Inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4. And you may notice that this pose, which seemed rather simple at the beginning, just lying over a bolster, over time, you can feel the effects of the opening, and it becomes a little more intense. So continue to breathe into the areas that you're feeling the most sensation, the most intensity. Bring the breath into those areas. If this hand extended over the left hand, if that's really not suiting your shoulder, you can simply bend your elbow, place your palm on the mat. We're just about done. Take a deep inhale. See if you can bring breath into that lower belly. Drawing breath into the lower belly, even push it out slightly. And then exhale. And then we're going to begin to slowly make our way out of the shape. So if your arm is extended over top, bend that left elbow, bring your palm to the mat, begin to push into that left hand, coming up onto the right arm, elbow, bending the left knee, and making our way back to seated. And once we get up to seated, notice. So just close your eyes for a minute and notice the after effects of that posture on that side. This pose is always, I find, very deceiving. It's like it seems so easy, or like it's doing nothing until we actually sit up, and then we really feel what it's done in the opening on the whole lateral left opening side of the body. So we're going to go to the other side now. So the easiest thing to do is just lift your bolster up, place it on the left side of your body, and we'll make our way down onto the other side. And I'll get our timer started. So we're holding this pose for 3 minutes. So coming down now onto your left arm, placing that bolster right at your waist, and opening the right side of our body now, making our way down. Head comes down onto your left arm, your bicep, just kind of snuggle it in there. And then again, this right arm can be left right at the mat, palm facing down, or extend it over. You can hold that right wrist with your left hand, or just keep your arms or your hands together in prayer. And then you can extend your legs longer on the mat, keeping your legs stacked, or you can lift that right foot up and just place it a few inches in front of the left, whatever is kind of feeling more natural for you. And you find your slightly uncomfortable but sustainable edge. Take the first few seconds to kind of wriggle around, find your place in the pose, and then find your stillness. And I'm going to play some music again. Noticing here if your thoughts are bubbling up, they will, of course. And coming back to your breath and to the sensations in your body. So if your mind is thinking about what you need to do this afternoon or something that happened earlier, come back to the sensations in your body. Bring your awareness back to your fingertips, to your breath. And that is our time. Take a deep inhale, filling up the lungs, the rib cage, and into the lower belly with breath. Holding for a beat, and exhale. And now bending that right arm, placing the right hand on the mat, and beginning to bring your body up slowly. We always move out of yin postures slowly because we've given the body time to open up. And it can feel a little tender at times moving out of the posture. So coming back and again noticing how that side feels now after opening it up. I really love that lateral stretch because we tend to do a lot of stretches forward and even opening the chest, which we'll do later. But sometimes we don't open those side, the rib cage, the muscles, and into the hip flexors as much. And it feels very good. Okay, our next pose is called caterpillar. And it's quite easy to set up. Simply come to a seated position, extend your legs long, and you allow your feet to just be floppy. You don't need to hold them in a flex position here, just allow them to be soft. It's nice to have a prop for your head here. So what we're going to be doing is folding down and letting our head, our neck, everything to be heavy. And if you have blocks or again pillows, you can prop up pillows here for your forehead. Or you don't have to. If you enjoy the stretch without a prop, I like something under my forehead. It feels supportive and grounding. And also our heads are kind of heavy. Most heads are about like 10 pounds or more, 10 to 12 pounds, I think it is. So it feels nice to have a little support under there. So I'm going to use my blocks and just stack them up. And bring your palms onto the mat. And then personally, once we get into the pose, I like to flip my palms up. So we begin with our palms down and just begin to move your spine down, kind of walking your hands forward and then allowing that spine to curve, to flex all the way down. And then meeting your forehead onto the blocks, or if you're not using blocks, just allowing your head to hang. And then flipping your palms up. For me, I enjoy flipping my palms up. It kind of reminds me to just let go. Hands aren't gripping on the mat. It's just kind of like a very soft position. And yin is that softer side. So I'm going to begin our time, and then I'll tell you after how long we were holding it. All right, and I'll put our music on. Lots of buttons here. So allowing your upper body to hang really heavy, almost like a rag doll, just sinking in. And we're opening up through the entire back line of the spine here, from the upper neck right down through to the lower back. And you may notice as you set up in the pose that you can maybe go a little bit deeper
which I have just noticed, and you can adjust your block and then find your stillness again.
As you're holding in this posture, notice if you're gripping anywhere that you do not need to grip, right? So yin asks us to let go and allow the pose to do the work for us, which is a little challenging when we're used to going, being responsible for a lot of things, controlling a lot of things, just kind of, being in charge and managing so much in our lives. The pose does the work for us. So notice if you're holding anywhere in your legs, in your hands, are they tense, in your jaw? Drop your jaw, allow it to be soft.
And maybe even say to yourself, inhale, let, exhale, go.
And it's never about how far you can go in the pose. You may be able to go further, but is it what you need today? Is it what your body needs today? Go to your edge that is just enough for you today and is sustainable. It's really important.
I find myself in yin.
That's the biggest challenge for me, is not to overdo it, because I will go further and I have to remind myself sometimes to pull back.
So we have another couple of minutes left, and if it's feeling like too much right now, you can always drift up a little bit out of the pose. And for our last minute in the pose now, if you have blocks or pillows under your head, just push them aside for a moment. Allow your head to still be heavy. Just drift your nose over your left leg, just maybe a centimeter or two. Like I mightn't even notice how far you've moved. And hold there. It's a very small movement. And now allow your nose to drift back to center, and then over the right leg. Again, just a micro movement. And notice how that changes the stretch and the sensation, just that small amount, that small shift in movement. And now drifting back over center. And we're going to begin to make our way out of the posture very slowly. So with palms are facing up now, flip them so that your palms are back on the mat. And slowly use your hands to walk your spine, walk your torso back up, very slowly. So this one in particular, I feel we really need to be mindful coming out of slowly. And notice, come to an upright spine and notice the after effects. You may feel that it almost feels a little bit slightly achy when you begin to make your way out, or a little bit tender,
And that's very normal. And then after, you can sort of feel a shift of energy just kind of moving through those areas that we were applying the stretch to. Just notice how that feels and allow the energy to move. So we held that one for 5 minutes. And the next posture is one of my favorites. I love to do this one. It's a chest opener. And I love to do this because most of us through the day, we're working on computers, or we're driving, or even cooking, or whatever chores we're doing. We tend to be this way, right? Our arms and our shoulders tend to come forward. And this will open up our chest muscles into the shoulders and provide a little bit of extension for our spine too. So I'm bringing my bolster behind my spine, right at my lower back. If you don't have the bolster, then a pillow from your couch, one of those long arm rest pillows, or your blanket that has been rolled will also work really well here. I'm just going to bring it down the length of your spine. You want it to be a soft prop for your spine here, nothing that's rigid or hard. And then simply coming back onto the bolster, leaning back onto your elbows, and then all the way down. If you have a ponytail, you need to remove it here. And some of us may want a prop under our neck. I like to not have a prop or another pillow under our neck. It's up to you. And then again, take a minute to fidget and just kind of find your place in this chest opener. And your arms can be open at the side, palms facing up, and just in a soft hold at the side. Or you can bring them open at shoulder height. You can bring them to goalpost or cactus arms. That will definitely feel more intense or a little more sensation in the front of the shoulder. It feels pretty good for me, but I'm going to soften it a little bit. So choose where you'd like to have your arms, and we're going to hold this position. And about halfway through, I'm going to give you the option to open your legs into butterfly too, but we're going to stay as we are right now. So if you've chosen an arm position that feels perhaps too much for you today, like your arms are extended up in the goalpost and it's too much, ease off, come back, soften. You want it to be sustainable for the amount of time that we're here. And breathing into the whole front of your chest and heart space now. Noticing your belly rise and fall. And again, checking in, a brief body scan. Are you holding, gripping anywhere? I just noticed I was clenching my eyes slightly, so soften around the eyes, around the jaw. You can imagine the color green around your heart space. That's the color of the heart chakra. Anahata, heart chakra. And so you can imagine a green glowing light all around your heart space. And wherever you're feeling the sensations, it's really where you need to feel it. Wherever you're feeling the stretch is where your body needs it. Just breathe into it. No pain. There should be no
discomfort in the way of pain or intense, sharp feelings. So if there's anything like that, then you ease out or come out of the posture. This pose is usually pretty inviting for everyone. It's nice. You may need to lower the height of your bolster or your blanket. And now if your legs are, if you'd like to take this option for your legs, I like to keep my legs long, but as an option, you can bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together, opening up into butterfly. And sometimes it's nice to prop blocks or pillows under your knees here. So you can stay here for the remainder of the posture. I find it tends to feel a little pinchy in my lower back, so I like to have my legs extended here. It's your choice, it's your body, so yogi's choice. I assume the music is okay. I haven't seen any comments, so it looks like maybe it's okay. Just another few seconds here. And if your legs are in butterfly, then slowly bring your hands down to hold the outside of your legs and lift your knees back up to center so that your feet are planted on the floor. And if your legs are extended, then simply bend one knee and the other and bring your feet to the floor. And then your arms, drift them back down to the side of your body and lift up just enough to push that bolster out of the way, prop out of the way. We don't need it. We're going to move into a short twist and then into Shavasana. So making your way back down to the mat and just noticing your spine as you come down. Extend your legs again and notice the sort of residual after that posture. The energy moving through your spine. It may feel like a tingling, a warmth. I think I just heard a bird at the top of my chimney. There's something there. Yep, something's up there. Okay, so we're going to move into a twist. Draw your right knee up, bend your right knee, and draw that knee towards your chest. Take a hold of your shin, your right shin, just clasping your hands around your right shin. Draw your knee in to your chest. Breathing in, feeling the compression of your leg against your tummy. And now angle. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oh my gosh. Okay, now angle your right knee towards your right shoulder. And if you're hearing sounds in your tummy, digestive noises, that's entirely normal. We're applying some compression into the abdominal area, into the digestive organs, and so you sometimes hear some gurgling and noises. Okay. And now take a hold of that right knee with your left hand and draw that right knee over the left side of your body and allowing your body to come into a twist. Your right foot, knee will come down towards the floor, and as you get there, you may shift, lift up
your left hip a little bit and allow that knee to come down. And when you're here, your arms can be extended at shoulder height, and maybe just push into your left elbow, lift that left shoulder blade up and down again to open the chest. And now we're in our twist. You can keep your head neutral, looking up at the sky. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's so funny. Tech issues. Sorry, guys. You can look over to the right. But for yin, I like to keep my neck a little softer. So I'm either going to just keep looking straight up or even let the head fall to the left. And we're holding this for a couple of minutes. Apologies for that sound burst. I think I got distracted by the bird calls up in the chimney. The twist is so good on the spine. It's like massaging through the spine. It's also really good for our digestion. And it's also opening up through the shoulders and the chest. And we're going to move out of the twist, taking a deep inhale. Fill up that lower belly with breath. And exhale. And as you exhale, begin to unwind. First, bring your right knee back, perching your right toes behind the left leg. So just bringing that foot behind your leg first and then rolling back so that the right foot comes to the mat first. Left leg is still long. And now bend the left knee, planting both feet on the mat, resituating your hips, and now extending the right leg long. And we're taking it to the other side. So bend the left knee, take a hold of the left shin, and gently draw that knee towards your chest. Feeling the compression between your belly and your upper thigh. And now drawing that left knee towards your left shoulder. Taking it on a slight angle here. And then taking hold of your left knee with your right hand and drawing that left knee across your body to the right side, coming into a twist on the other side, allowing the knee, the foot to come to the floor. And you may lift, resituate the hips, bringing the arms out at shoulder height, and again, maybe pressing into the right elbow and lifting and replanting that right shoulder blade. And then finding where you'd like your head to land here, looking to the left, to the right, or at center. And staying here. I'm noticing there's some comments. So I'm just going to check that the music and things are okay as I put our timer on here. Okay, I think things are all right. So I'm going to get back into my posture and I'll answer the questions later. Again, if the mind is wandering, coming to your breath, or maybe that note that we started with, bringing your awareness to your hands, to your fingertips.
And beginning to make our way out of the twist, taking in an inhale, filling up that lower belly. And on your exhale, beginning to unwind. So first drawing that left foot behind the right and allowing that left knee to open up and come back to center, left foot planted on the mat. Bend the right knee again and just resituate your hips. Come to center and notice. We're going to move into just a brief shavasana here today. And if there's anything you want to do before you move into shavasana, any movements, I sometimes like to just hug my knees in, roll around on that lower back a little bit. Just a nice sweet massage for the lower back. Always feels good. A little lower back love. And hugging the knees in. And then extending the legs out for shavasana. If you have a blanket, it's really nice to cover up with one. It's, of course, not essential, but it is nice and cozy. And as we move into shavasana, just gonna get a song ready for you here. Allowing everything to feel very heavy now on your mat. So check in with your body, allow your feet to flop open, legs nice and heavy, your hips, back of your hips, sinking into the mat, shoulders. Allow your fingertips to be soft and curl in. And shavasana is kind of like digesting after yoga. So kind of like having a meal, you wouldn't run out the door and go for a run right away. Shavasana is allowing everything to just settle and kind of get incorporated at the end of our practice. And it's also a really, really good reminder to us that it's okay to rest. So final thing in shavasana is just to notice if you're holding tension in your face, allow everything to soften around your eyes. And finally, part your teeth and allow your jaw to drop. And enjoy shavasana. Bringing your awareness back to your space. And before moving, just noticing how you feel right now after your practice. And notice your energy and how your body feels, the space that you've created, the stability, the calmness you feel in your body, and just soak that up. Really enjoy how you're feeling in this moment. And then begin to make some small movements as you begin to breathe a little bit deeper. Moving your hands, opening and closing your hands, rolling around your ankles. And then maybe when you're ready, reaching overhead, taking a big body stretch, pointing your toes and stretching your arms long. And on your exhale, rolling over to your left side and coming into fetal position on the left. For just a breath. And then pushing up with your right hand. Coming into a seated posture again, a little bit groggy. Slowly moving into a seated posture. Closing your eyes, seeing if you can move with your eyes closed as you move out of fetal position and into your seated position to end class. And keeping your eyes closed or a soft gaze. One more deep inhale. And sighing as you exhale. Turning up the corners of your mouth, bringing your hands in prayer position in front of your chest, your heart space. Thank you for joining me today for this short but sweet yin practice. Blessings to you all. Namaste.